Welcome to the One Club Live here at the 151st Open at Royal Liverpool, presented by MasterCard. I'm your host, Rick Shiels. I'm here with Viktor Hovland. Viktor, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, good to be here with you guys. There's a lot of people in the room. Good to see y'all.
They have all come to see you and to learn a little bit more about you. How are you finding Royal Liverpool at the moment? I know you've had a bit of practice out there at the moment. How are you finding the golf course?
Yeah, so I just finished playing the front nine. It's very unique. I think it's so far it's a great golf course. I really like just traditional links golf, bunkers on both sides. It's very strategic. You can decide to stay short of some bunkers or drive over some bunkers, and it's going to be very wind dependent. I'm kind of in love with this golf course and for first sight, and I think dialing in those wind balls, those stingers, is going to be very important. So it should be a fun week.
Did you grow up playing a lot of links golf?
Not really, but one of the advantages we have growing up in Norway and being sent to represent Norway in these junior events or amateur events, we would play British Amateur or European Boys Team Championships, and we had that. My first international event as a junior golfer was in Scotland at Merker Links, I remember, and it was super funky golf course. I don't know if anyone's been there, but it just super funky and just hitting 5 irons that are going twice as far as you're used to hitting it is so fun, and you gotta think about where the ball is bouncing. So I just kind of fall in love with it first sight.
I suppose twice as far as you normally hit it, and also half as far as you normally hit it into wind.
Yeah.
Last year, you were in the final group playing at St Andrews. We would all love you to continue that form, get into the final groups heading into this week. What did you learn from last year's experience being in that final group, playing in the 150 Open at St Andrews?
Oof, yeah, that was a big moment. Because when you think about, I cherish the Ryder Cup is probably the pinnacle for me. But when it comes to playing golf as an individual and playing the Open Championship, the 150th anniversary at St Andrews, I don't think it gets any bigger than that. So to be in the final group with Rory, it was just getting goosebumps talking about it. Obviously, it didn't end the way that I would have liked, but it was a very valuable experience. And the few majors that I played after that, I was in contention, and I feel like I just learned a lot from that experience. Instead of thinking you have to play perfect golf, it's being more strategic, missing in the right spots, and letting things happen, and just trusting your abilities. And I think that was a great learning experience for me.
I think in a lot of ways, links golf, you need to be patient. You need to, because it's not always going to go your way. You're going to get bad bounces, good bounces. How can you kind of manage that when you're trying to push and you're trying to put the pressure on? How can you also be patient at the same time? Is there a skill to that?
Yeah, I think all of us have watched Tiger Woods win all those majors, and he was just a master of, on every single par 3 and par 4, just hit a middle of the green, give himself a 20, 30-footer for birdie, 2-putt. Occasionally he will make it. And then on a par 5s, just tear it up, do the same thing, and make easy birdies. And boring golf or patient golf is just good golf. So, but sometimes you're going to get some bad breaks, and instead of trying to make up for that mistake or bad break immediately, you take your medicine and then just go back to playing that boring or patient golf.
You've had an incredible career so far with multiple wins around the world. What's your biggest highlight to date?
That's a good question. I still think the most fun I've had is playing the Ryder Cup, even though the last time we got smoked. This year we're going to change that. Let's go. The Open last year was such a cool experience, but obviously winning tournaments is what it's about. And the Win at Memorial, winning Jack's event was pretty special, and to do it in the playoff was was pretty cool. Had to sit there and wait to see what Denny did on the 72nd hole, and I had time to think about it. So you get a little bit more nervous, and just being able to handle that moment was very cool.
There's not many people who can walk off that green and have a bit of banter with Jack Nicklaus. What did you actually say, and how did that come about? You must have been pretty confident to do that.
I don't think it's more about the confidence. It's more just I think he's so used to being heard. Oh, Mr. Nicklaus. I think it's just a normal guy. Obviously what he's done in golf is incredible, and some of his records will probably never be broken. But I think he appreciates the banter with the players, just treating him like, a person, and talking about the golf course, and just talking some crap. I think I think most people want to hear that stuff.
Do you ever get to spend a bit of time with some of the legends in the game and kind of bend their ear on how would they win around an Open Championship venue? Have you had any experiences with that yet, with some of the legends of the game? Not
really, but I did ask Jack one question out of all the times that he's won, because this has been one thing that I've tried to learn from a lot the last, I would say, 6 months, is that my strategy has been a little bit hyperactive. I've been trying to go for too many pins, trying to make birdies, which is fun, and obviously you want to play aggressively, but when the golf courses become very demanding, they put the pins on the edges, and if you miss just by a little bit, you have no chance to make a par. Whereas if you miss on the right sides, you're always going to have an easy up and down. And sometimes you do hit a great shot and make a birdie or make a long putt. So I asked Jack Nicklaus how many times out of, I don't know, close to 100 times he's probably won, how many times or how many of those wins did you feel like you went out there and won by yourself by just out birdieing people, versus how many times did you just play solidly, post a score, and let everyone kind of choke it up at the end? And he said, he probably won 75% of his tournaments doing that, which is crazy to think about.
That really is. I suppose it shows the power and presence of names like Jack and Tiger. When they're up on the leaderboard, people fear, and kind of being playing with those legends, you kind of go, oh, am I supposed to be in this arena, really? Out of the Open venues you've played so far, has there been a standout shot that you've hit? Has there been any shots that you've gone, that is literally the best shot I've ever hit so far? So how many Opens that you've played? Is this your...
This is my third
one. Mm-hmm. So is there any kind of real standout shots that you go, God, I don't want that one back again?
It's put me on the spot. I think just number 18 at St. Andrews is super iconic. And I remember playing with Rory in the third round there. So the last hole of the third round, and I hit a nice bullet cut 3-wood, and there's all sorts of mounds over there, and it was a nice shot, and I was like, oh, this could be really, really good. But it took a hard right kick and almost went OB on the right side, but it took the slope and went on the green to maybe 35 feet for an eagle, which is great, but it could have very easily, taken a little harder kick and went OB. So I was pretty happy to see that one on the green.
I'm glad that worked out. Last year, I hit one that did go down the road.
OB.
And it hit the road, it hit the hotel, it hit the shop, it bounced back down to about 6 foot of the pin. I hit the worst putt in the world and managed to hold it for eagle. So it's pretty much the same thing. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing.
You beat me on the hole.
I managed to hit 3 shots, I lost the ball, and I made an eagle.
Wow.
So yeah,
it's incredible.
Pretty incredible.
Did you win the lottery that day?
I did, just about. But it was probably for like a 90 or something, not like your 60 odds. How good is your Open knowledge? I'm going to again put you on the spot.
Probably not very good, but we'll see.
We're going to run a little quiz throughout the week. Yep. And we've got some great people lined up as guests. But the good thing is you're first out the blocks, okay? The challenge is, how many Open venues, past and present, can you name in 60 seconds? Okay?
Oh, that's bad.
In 60 seconds. I'm going to put a stopwatch on.
Yeah.
Okay? Give us a second. But don't forget, you're going to have the clubhouse lead with this.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a little bit more prep time. Are you good?
Sure, let's roll.
Have we got the counter ready? Okay, you ready? Go.
St Andrews, Royal Liverpool, Royal Birkdale, Royal Lytham, St Anne's, Royal Troon, Prestwick, Royal Aberdeen? No. We're doing so well.
Any clues?
Royal St George's, we've actually played that one. Yeah, I already said Liverpool. Yeah. Muirfield, obviously. Yeah. Royal Portrush.
Okay,
yeah.
no more clues now. He's going to get all of them. He's going to get all of them. Any more? Last few. 20 seconds. This is like, it's like asking audience.
Turnberry. There we go.
10 seconds.
Yeah, Carnoustie. I played there last year. Yeah, Carnoustie. Yeah.
He's played it for 3, 2,
I can't even remember
1.
name the ones that I played.
Boom. Right. Stop the clock.
Was that like 35 or something? 35? Oh.
Well done, Victor and friends. It was a
team effort.
It was a team effort. What was the scores? 11. Which ones the ones that you missed there, Ross? Any ones that you missed?
Figured there'd be more.
Prince's, that's a, yeah.
They had one at Prince's.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Sinkport.
St. Port's. Yeah.
Right, we're going to open it up to some questions. Okay, I've got some questions for you, but what we're going to do is we also want to find out how you mark your golf ball.
Okay.
Okay. So we've got 3 golf balls in there and a collection of colours. As you're kind of marking them, okay, I'm going to ask you some questions that I've received from Instagram, and then we're going to open up to the floor. So be thinking of some good questions, everybody.
I might disappoint you with the marking, because usually my caddy only draws a line on it, a black line.
Well, you can mark it any way you want.
Okay.
Because it's a Viktor Hovland marked golf ball that someone's going to get a chance to win. Okay. Let me hold the mic for you. I'm going to ask a few questions to go along. What's the best golf course in Norway?
Lofoten Links. It's our only links. You've probably been there.
I've not been there, but is that where you can play golf for 24 hours?
You can. I did that last summer. We drove, me and a couple of buddies, drove 22 hours up north and teed off at 2 a.m. It was raining and windy, and it was just as bright as it is right now. It was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I'll have to do that. Someone's asked, is this your first time playing at Hoylake?
Yes, it is. Yeah, first 9 today was first time I've ever seen it. Great golf course.
Last one then. Let me see if there's lots and lots of questions about Norway and the best golf course in Norway. Okay. Is there any wild outfits planned for this week?
So they sent my scripting to my house in Norway because I've been home the last couple of weeks before the Scottish Open. And I guess we weren't home, so it got stuck in the toll. And my dad is getting in today, and he picked up the clothes from the toll. So we'll see what they look like, but I'm sure it'll be spicy out there.
Is there anything you wouldn't wear, or you just go with it?
I'm easygoing. I'm out there to play golf, so whatever I look like, it doesn't really matter. As long as it fits well and I can move, it's all that matters. So the previous scripting seemed to have done pretty well in terms of sales. So if they're happy, I'm happy.
Sounds good. Right, we're going to open it up to some questions, and Victor has actually signed the golf ball, so we're going to give 3 of these away. First question coming in, Ross. Did you have one lined up? Put your hand up, and Ross with the mic there is going to come round and vet the question first before asking it, just in case.
Guys, Victor, how do you think you'll do in the Masters?
Next year?
Yes.
Yeah?
Because I have some advice.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Gentleman on your right gives really good web lessons.
I'll be telling Viktor Hovland that.
If there's any problems...
Mum, is that you?
He's really got some great advice. But we're all really looking forward to watching you play this week.
Thank you.
And I think you're going to find Royal Liverpool, all the people, Liverpudlians are great, and all the people here will be rooting for you.
Thank you. Means
My
a lot.
pleasure.
Does she get a golf ball for that tip?
Yes.
She gets a golf
Yep.
ball. Okay, we'll get another question coming in. Put your hand up. Ross is going to come around the mic.
What's your worst experience on a golf course?
Ooh, try to forget those. There's it's kind of funny because I just won at Memorial or Muirfield Village, and that golf course is so tough. The rough is so thick, and when it gets windy and the fairways get firm, it's almost impossible to hit the fairways. You'll land it on the fairways, you'll roll in the rough. And then there's water short of the green. You can't really go for the green. You got to lay up, and it's just nightmare sometimes. And I've played the golf course 3 times, and I told my caddy a couple of times, I'm like, this might be the last year we come back here. It's just been so hard. It's agonizing, and a couple of times you go to a tournament, you prepare Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and you play well Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then you get to Sunday and nothing goes your way, and it's super frustrating. But at least we rectified that this year.
Well, you went and won it as well. So. Okay, last question, Ross. Have you got someone there? Just the guy in front.
What was your question?
Victor, you always look like you're enjoying yourself on the course. What advice would you give to a young golfer on dealing with pressure?
Yeah, I mean, I try to enjoy myself. It's sometimes it's very frustrating, as we all can relate to. And I think it certainly looks like I'm enjoying myself. Sometimes it doesn't. I think I have the they have the advantage of having some people have a resting bitch face. I guess I have a resting smiley face, so that helps me out. But if you don't go out there and enjoy what you're doing, you probably shouldn't be doing it in the first place. I think it's very good to have healthy expectations of what you're trying to do, because if you have super high expectations and by default it's very hard to achieve those things, you're gonna be disappointed in a way. And if you're going out there or walking around on the golf course disappointed, I don't think you're gonna, number one, you're not gonna play your best golf, and number two, you're not gonna have a great time. So I think just trying to widen out the perspective a little bit, focus on the good things and not so much on the bad shots, because there's gonna be plenty of bad shots.
Excellent. Victor, great advice. Yeah, give him a big clap, everybody. Let's just sign those last 2. So, Victor, I think everybody here at the One Club wish you all the best this week. Thank you so much for your time. You like I say, you've always got that smile on your face, and I think you're very, very easy to root for without a question. And let's get the job done. I think you've got the best chance.
That's the plan.
Well done, mate.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.